Carl and Damon here from Games, Brains and a Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for sure, and it's Viva Pinata, filled with fun. Season 2, episode 19, Ruffians on Strike and Zip It Good. You heard that right. It is the last of the teenage Viva Pinata season 2 episodes and last of the Viva Pinata teenage ones. After this, we'll hit the 20s and be staring down the barrel of the end of this season and the end of this show. Don't cheer too loudly. Damon. This episode aired September 7th, 2008 on YTV. You know how this goes by now. Segment by segment. Segment 1. Ruffians on Strike. I wonder what this one's about.
Yeah.
It's one of those examples where it actually explains what it is in the title. A title that tells us everything that is going to happen in this segment. We begin with Hudson, having been captured by the Ruffians and brought to Pester. Of course, a combination of Pester's bad instructions and the Ruffians being idiots results in Pester getting fucked up by his own inventions. It works here though, because although it's just the same thing we've seen before, there's a point to it here.
Yeah.
It's showing that this never works because of this exact reason. And furious, Pester unloads on them and leaves angry. Seeing how Pester treats the Ruffians, Hudson sticks up for them and suggests, look, go on strike. Listen, as a union man myself, kill that shit, boys. They do, leaving signs and taking Hudson away. Finding the place empty, Pester finds that they've gone on strike and puts an ad in the paper for new henchmen, which results in a lot of pinatas applying.
Yeah,
pinatas are just weird, man.
Weird, yeah.
Also, ain't that so fucking like these corporations? Yeah, your workers go on strike. Yeah, don't fucking meet the demands. Don't try and find a way to work with them. Try and hire more. What a prick Pester is.
I kind of get that the pinatas just look at Pester as he's one of us.
He's a joke, yeah.
He's one of us. So
Yeah.
let's just treat him like our brother, basically.
He's a joke. There's no fear. I get that as well. I think
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. Because truth be told, he gets their candy. They're going to make more anyway. So why not give him candy?
Exactly.
Why not provide Pester with candy to make keep him happy? Meanwhile, the Ruffians have moved in with Hudson, and he is finding out they're not the best people to be around. He wants to try, though, and offers to take them out to a club that night. Meanwhile, of course, as expected, Pester is actually beginning to miss the Ruffians. That night at the club, the Ruffians misunderstand the word clubbing and go on a rampage. Sorry, I find that so stupidly funny. This is what I love. This is where I praise Viva Pinata. Here's the thing: as sick of this as we are, because we've done so many episodes and so many segments, when I will still say overall, this is a good show.
Yeah.
Like to watch, and in regards to like, because when they get it right and they kind of lean into the silliness of it, it's just so much better.
Yeah.
Their behaviour is beginning to affect Hudson's reputation, and he needs to get rid of them. As he goes to leave a quackberry therapy session, Pester is coming in. Together they come up with a plan to get the Ruffians back with Pester, and it involves switching personalities. Hudson will be mean and evil, while Pester will try to be charming. There we go. Later, Hudson starts bossing around the Ruffians, and the man's they kidnap Pester. This is witnessed by the other pinatas who think they need to conduct an intervention on Hudson. I don't get bringing them into this. Leave them out of it. Let's focus on Hudson and Pester.
The show is much better when it's based around Hudson.
Yeah. One of the, if not the strongest, up there as one of them. Yeah. The Ruffians bring back Pester, and Hudson declares that victory is mine. Like, victory is mine. I did like they did that. Before throwing Pester into his bottomless water pit, which is just a kiddie pool. Hudson continues to lose his shit at the Ruffians, and when left alone with them, Pester starts to be nice to them and encourages them now to go on strike. This seems to work, but Hudson runs into the others who try to explain that he needs to change his behaviour. In the background, Pester and the Ruffians are leaving, and Hudson immediately agrees with the pinatas. And then we just see things are back to normal at Pester's lair. Oh my god, what a flat ending.
Yeah.
What a flat ending to a fun idea.
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing to get excited about here, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because it's one of those where, again, it just runs out of steam, runs out of time, and goes, oh, there's your ending.
That's the problem.
Everything's back to normal. Segment 2, Zip It Good. We're still focusing on Hudson at the moment. Very Hudson-y at the moment.
Yeah.
As it's a fresh day and Hudson is having a moment. He seems to be becoming obsessed with having a home full of stuff, as we get a montage of him going on a shopping spree. He ends up fainting though and ending up in the office of Quackberry. It seems as though he's a bad case of self-indulgence. His self-control bone is about to explode, and one more case of losing it will spell the end. Cool, alright. Quackberry has no advice from him though, so Hudson goes to see the great Bon Boone. No, this character sucks. Bomboon has a mouthful of candy, so can't speak, which Hudson takes as a message for him to stay silent for the day. Alright. I do sometimes like, at least, because Fergie does the same thing, taking a message literally.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Guess what? It's a struggle. He ends up in several different scenarios where speaking would be very useful. He misses out on being a competition winner. He misses out on being knighted by King Rorio and ends up insulting some worms. Fergie and Paulie arrive and they all go off together for a meeting at the gazebo. They need a unanimous vote to fill the fountains with chocolate milk, but Hudson's silent means Langston denies the motion, which annoys everyone. Left alone, Hudson witnesses Pester stealing the chocolate milk. Everyone is questioned by the police, but Hudson is unable to explain what happened. This leads to the police accusing him of having stolen the milk, and Hudson's lack of denial sees them all imprisoned, while he gets a medal. As they're driven off to prison, Hudson sees Pester and the Ruffians with a giant straw, so sets out to try and stop them alone. Yeah, this one's wacky. Having chased them to a library, the sun sets and he is able to speak, but the noise he makes angers the pinata inside. His behaviour has got the police's attention and he's arrested and locked up with the pinatas who are not pleased to see him, and they're now giving him the silent treatment. Get it? Lastly, Crackberry is diagnosing others with having pushed their self-control bones to the limit. Who is it? It's the Ruffians, and one explodes in the chocolate milk. What? Fucking weird. This is a weird one overall, I think, the episode. Again, certainly that segment.
It had a good idea. And then it just lost it at the end.
They don't go anywhere. Yeah. Like the initial idea, the Ruffians on strike and Hudson basically having to go quiet to not damage his self-control and self-indulgence bone, are all fine ideas, but they just peter out. They just pester out.
When you have 12 minutes of an episode, what there's very, very limited.
I feel like you could come up with a better ending than this, right? Do you know what I mean? Like we also know, we know they can't really die, whatever. But why not have a thing where, at the end of it, Hudson, after being, maybe he does something heroic, right? And he saves the pinatas and all that, and he's so pretty that he speaks and blows up. Something as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? Like, simple as that. And in Pinatas and Strike, I would have had it that, instead of having Hudson come out and be like, oh yeah, everything's fine now, I'd have had it go to his head and have him start shouting at the pinatas, and then just stand and look at him, and then do what they love to do, form a mob, and it ends with them chasing Hudson off. So I mean, like, that's how quickly I've just come up with different ideas. I'm not saying they're good ideas, but they're different ideas. You know what I mean? Nothing here, nothing to get excited about, I'm afraid. Season 2, episode 19, Ruffians on Strike, and zip it good. Got any thoughts? Need to know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.